No way. No way! Well, this is for freaking Hawkeye Star Rail? I'm totally gonna use this code. Like right now. You don't even understand. I didn't even realize this was for Hawkeye Star Rail. I just saw this today. I did a thing, made a new video. I'm so excited. Now that I know that it's freaking a promo video with Hawkeye Star Rail, I'm even more freaking excited. I'm gonna share out my Discord. Go drop a like. Go drop a sub. Check out his videos. And use that freaking code. I'm actually gonna use this code live on stream. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna freaking do it right now.
It's clear that I'm the dad.
Okay, so which dad is paying?
How you going? I am bloody sick of the police coming around to my house because apparently I've made something that slightly resembles a gun on this channel. And it's stressing me out. So I've told myself I'm never making one again unless someone gives me a lot of money.
Hawkeye Star Rail! Uh-oh. Is that YouTube? Is that YouTube? Uh-oh. Hey, the check is worth it, dude. The check is worth it.
It's brought to you by Hawkeye Star Rail, where they're paying me to make Fei Xiao's gunblade.
Let's go!
Now take a look at this bloody sword. It's ridiculous. The blue, the crazy bevels, these spikes, the sword shoved down the barrel of a gun, but I have no idea how to make it. So I'm going to try and make it easy for myself and split the sword into 3 parts. The blade and then the gun handle thing, which will be 2 pieces that wrap around the blade. But unfortunately it's not going to be a real gun. Because if Fei Xiao had that blade in Australia, they would get locked up for the rest of their life and also get a Daily Mail article written about them. And I'm going to start with the sword and stick everything on later. And if I was a real Japanese sword master guy, I would spend months.
At this point, the police must just like he must have to contact them and like file a report, let them know. Like, there's got to be a whole situation. Like, where does he live anymore? At this point, go and buy a different property. Like, get away from your neighbors. There's so many Australian YouTubers that I see with like big properties. Like, you're gonna have to get out there, bro.
And making a perfect steel billet with a soft core for strength and a hard outer edge of high carbon
just so you
steel for
your
hardness,
neighbors are not like
which I would
constantly
then meticulously shape into a blade before I hang myself. But I don't really feel like doing that. So it's all going to be made out of one piece of steel because it's strong and most importantly,
sheet metal.
Because I have a feeling I'm going to screw something up. So I'm going to use this big piece of 1084 steel. And if you don't know why it's called that, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I traced a rough sword outline onto it. And to keep
I don't know what the frick it means, but I know that they use it in on Forged in Fire. That's cool. That's good metal. That's good metal.
The same methods of Japanese samurai, a laser machine.
Whoa, wicked.
And if you're following along at home, you may not have access to a laser machine like me, but a laser pointer zip tied to a grinder will also work. And a random Chinese
That's a good idea.
Sent me this, and I don't know why they thought, hey, let's send the guy that barely knows how to weld, that is also likely on multiple watch lists, a laser powerful enough to blind his whole neighborhood. But I'm glad they did. Alright, I don't know how to use this, and it's destroying the concrete behind what I'm cutting. So I'm going to figure it out another time and just use a grinder.
Yeah, that seems like a smart move. Hey! The police just watching everything he does.
After 4 hours of grinding, I realized a problem. I cannot pick this sword up with one hand. And I have
it's
two
that
options.
heavy?
The first and my favorite is roids, and the other is being lame and using 2 hands to pick it up. So I can just leave the bottom part
Roids.
so I can put my other hand down there. Or I could do both. And I don't know what kind of juice the characters from Hawkeye Star Rail are on, but no normal human can pick this up with one hand. But I'll deal with that later.
I can do it.
Now to clean it all up.
No, I do it.
Another problem with making the sword is the edges. It's like Hawkeye were trying to make it hard for specifically me to make. Like, what is this? What is that? What is this thing? And most importantly, what is that? How am I meant to make this? But it does look pretty cool. And it's pretty scary grinding in between the sharp spikes, as I feel like I'm going to catch the disc and it's going to explode. It also feels a little bit unethical, as I'm sure the metals felt safe back there. But I got it. Then I spent another 2 hours filing in every direction possible. Okay?
You gotta
now
get
I have
those
to deal with my
every
hole.
nook and cranny.
And Facial has a fairly small hole, and it comes to here on the
Oh.
gun, but I'm going to make their hole bigger.
That
to
would
save some weight.
that would reduce a lot of the weight on the weapon.
And I've got a couple of
Oh,
options.
I
for
wouldn't
the
take so
hole.
much.
The
I wouldn't take
easiest
so
would
much
just be
meat off the
sticking a
back
picture of
piece,
the
though.
background on the front, as that involves minimal tool use. But I'm going to try just drilling a million holes and connecting them and milling it all down.
That makes sense.
Which took a lot longer than just milling the whole thing out. But in the process of milling, I must have struck a 2-for-1 deal on blades, and I got this sick bread cutter.
Nice.
Oh, she works really well.
It's serrated as all get out.
Pretend I'm actually a blacksmith and make this video longer. I'm going to make the bevel on the anvil, which means I need a forge. And I have one, but it's not going to fit the sword. So I need to make another. So first I drilled holes in this pipe until I had enough to make the
I want to
world's
order an
largest
anvil on
premium
Amazon.
forge.
They're like not as expensive as you might think. But I don't have a forge. And I don't want to burn my house down. Why are you losing clothing now? What is up with this? Roll with the
Then I
ocarina
got
of
some
time over
bricks
here.
from the nearest construction site. And I'm going to use charcoal, as that gets real hot and will also fly everywhere and burn me.
I can do this.
Now to be safe, I started with a test piece, as I have no idea if I can even make bevels.
I can do this at home, I think.
And I'm going to try to compress the end without spreading it out too much, as a random bloke on the internet told me that's bad to do. But after doing some hitting for a couple of minutes, this is all I had done, which would take way too long. So I'm taking the sword back to grinder.
Alright, he gave up on that whole idea. Alright, cool.
I know that I just wanted to come down from this line on both sides and meet in the middle. So I kind of just started grinding.
Yeah,
It
that
took me a
makes
while
sense.
to figure out how to even do this. At first I was kind of randomly running it along, but then I discovered if I get my head really close to the grinding belt, you can see where it's contacting the blade. Then I realized I could set the rest angle I want and press the blade up from there.
Whoa!
Which sounds easy, but the
Genius!
blade weighs around 10 kilos or 20 pounds. And
Oh,
after
yeah.
almost a full day of carefully grinding these bevels with minimal screw-ups,
Oh, and that thing's gonna get like so sharp too.
I'm pretty happy with it, and even managed to get the same bevel points that Facial's sword has. Now, before I harden the
sweet.
blade in the forge, I'm going to tell you more about the sponsor of this video, Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is a space fantasy RPG from Hoyoverse, the makers of Genshin Impact. The game has accumulated...
I've
over
never
100
played this
million
before in
downloads
my
since
life.
its release.
I'm totally
It also
not
won
addicted
Best
and obsessed
Mobile
with this
Game
game.
at VGA, the best game for Google Play.
I'm playing it
and
all
the
day
best game
tomorrow,
for
by the
App
way.
Store in
Show up.
2023. As a trailblazer, explore different worlds across the universe and immerse yourself in an adventure filled with impeccable animations and music. It is a turn-based experience which is easy to play yet highly tactical, allowing you to conjure unique team lineups and strategies according to context such as enemies, environments, characters, and more. There are over
That's
50
Black
characters,
Swan!
including
I'm trying to get it right
Facial,
now,
who is a new
so I'm gonna use
character
your
in the
code.
game and is a master of all weapons and also seems to have copied my sword design.
Facial
In the
cool,
game,
but
you'll
I
search
really,
for
really
treasure
need
chests,
Black
solve
Swan right
puzzles,
now.
explore each NPC story
For my
and
Kafka
uncover the
build.
secrets of the world. It is seriously the most fun I've ever had while playing a video game, and it's available for free on PC, mobile, and PlayStation. So go
I'm
download the
addicted
game
to
and
it.
try
Please
out Facial
sponsor me,
and
Honkai Star
download
Rail.
using the link in the description. Alright, back to the hardening. And hardening is when you get
Let's
the metal
go!
rod hot and aroused, and then
Yeah.
you quickly dunk it in a liquid to cool it down, locking it in the hardened state.
See, I don't got
Now, there
that.
are
I think I
fancy
would need
tools
that.
called Lieb hardness something something, which press down onto the metal to see if it's quenched to an acceptable hardness. But an easy way to do it at home is with the bite test, and depending on how many
The frick?
teeth you break, that is usually a certain
Owies.
hardness, which also depends on calcium intake and your gum health. For
I
example,
don't have
with
too
this
much
piece of hardened
calcium
steel,
intake.
I broke 3 teeth, so I'm at a Rockwell hardness level of 86, which is good
Nice.
enough for a sword like this. So I put it in and cranked up the blower. And within 5 minutes, it got red hot, so it was ready for the quench.
Why would you not have really just into water? Just into pool water. Keep it under the water. You're gonna morph it. It's gonna bend like crazy. Keep it under the water. No. That was such a bad quench. Oh, his phone was
And
in
I'm
there
not
too.
happy, as the blade...
Yeah, it
bent.
warped.
Then when I tried...
Cause
to
you're
apply
holding
a
it from
little bit
there.
of
Look where
pressure
it
to
warped.
straighten
It
out,
warped from right where you freaking were holding it. You should have held it from the handle and dumped it in.
it snapped. And a week's worth of blood, sweat, and hiring stripper cops.
Right where you were holding you. I told you not to take away so much meat from the blade. Folk will have to start over. Where's he going? Oh, are they gonna weld it back together?
So I took Facial's sword to Corin, who has the biggest shed in Bowral. And then Corin recommended we take it to his mate's place, Keith Flutter, master bladesmith, who also has a great shed.
You did quite a nice job on the grinds, really.
Yeah, they're pretty
Well, I
good.
mean, yeah, and then I f***ed it all up by just jumping in my pool with it.
Oh, you jumped into it with it?
I keep telling you more and more, yeah.
Yeah, that's like
It was a very content move.
I wasn't in the mood. I should.
Oh, okay.
I did consider it.
Do you have your apron?
And they told me I did 4 things wrong. Firstly, I heated up the blade lying down, which causes it to warp. And then I heated it up to red in sunlight, which meant the blade was actually way hotter than it should have been.
Wait,
And
how the
those
heck are you supposed to heat it up if not lying down? What the freak?
4 things wrong. Firstly, I heated up the blade.
Kind of
lying
fancy
down,
machine
which
do they
caused it
have?
to warp. And then I heated it up to red in sunlight, which meant the blade was actually way hotter than it should have been, and the grain structure in the metal got real weird and sandy. Thirdly, I shouldn't have quenched it in the pool, as the chemicals and salt ruined the blade, which might have been the reason for all the cracks. And lastly, I burnt my trees above the forge. I don't know how they knew that, but they arrived. And with those 5 things in mind, they thought the blade would be impossible to fix, as we couldn't even weld it as the grain structure was real bad.
Start over.
Profiling a new one, Keith.
I think.
At this point,
So we decided to knock out a new one in record time.
just right into all those propane tanks. Genius. Much smaller hole this time, I want to mention.
Then, once we had made the shape, it was time for Master Keith to put the bevels on it.
Come on, hurry up, Keith. Just slap some bevels on it. They can't be any worse than his work.
Bro is just handling that thing like a master. Look
Then
at
it was
that.
time to do the heat
Bro said
quench
nobody
the
can
right
handle this
way,
thing
a proper
one-handed.
forge with a proper tank.
It's no swimming pool though, I'll tell you that.
See, you're heating it up sideways too. Uh-oh.
It doesn't fit?
But it wouldn't fit, so Corin and Keith decided to heat it up with Oxy.
Freaking A.
And in 2 hours together, we made a blade that took me a week to make. And these blokes saved
Oh,
my
they
blade
just
and the
tempered
video.
the-
And Keith
they just
Flutter
tempered the
also does
edge.
knife-making
Smart.
courses, so you can come along and make a blade with him just like me. And while I was there, I was chatting to Corin about Facial's blue sword and how I could do that. And he told me he has the perfect thing, a laser, which he uses to put amazing coloured engravings on custom tools that he makes, like
Oh,
this center punch
cool.
or this hammer, which magically straightens metal. And I don't know how this hammer works, and I don't want to know. And you probably think I could just do the colouring with the laser on the one I have at home.
You gonna-
but
he's
no,
gonna mess
I
it up.
can't. So we set up at Corin's and started to work out the design. And because of the length of the sword, we won't be able to do it in one go, and we need to break it into bits. So we put the first part in and let the laser rip. And the laser works in a similar way to colouring a blade by heating it, as steel at a certain temperature changes colour, so you can do the same with a laser at a
Oh,
certain
that's sick.
frequency, or so we thought. And the first part came out real nice, and looks like a very similar
Oh,
blade
that's
to
freaking
Facial's.
sick,
Telling
dude.
me to pick it up because you're going to laser me and burn me?
But it didn't go smoothly on the other part, and we spent all day doing this.
I mean, the blue is beautiful, but yeah, it definitely doesn't match. But that gold is exactly the same.
And eventually got a blue blade, which doesn't look exactly the same as Facial's blade, but it's pretty similar. Alright, I'm nearly done now and just
I
need to make
mean-
the handle, which is the gun, but not a gun. And because I'm lazy, I'm going to 3D print them.
You
This
could
was
sort
my
of like
first
tint
one, which
the
took
rest of it,
12
I feel
hours,
like.
And I stupidly didn't measure it properly for the blade, and it's also not very strong.
With like some oil or something.
So I printed 2 more, which took me 48 hours, which for the Americans watching is 2 whole sleepy times. Then I
Whoa!
stole Alex's Warhammer paints and started painting.
Nice. Bro, the production quality on these videos is getting so much better. I wish I had 2 buff boys to just like hang out on the side anytime I needed stuff.
But now to glue it all together, using my second favourite 2-part epoxy, 69 epoxy. Second to rim job epoxy. And after cleaning up all the creamy bits, it was done. This giant, beautiful sword.
Look at it! That is sick.
And it is barely liftable with one hand.
I can lift it.
And after a quick sharpen, it was time to see how it compares to a regular sword. Okay, I've set up a forged in fire style gauntlet for Alexa and I.
Let's
But
go!
first, we have the fish chop to test sharpness.
I think for the rules of this game, we get 1 swing each. So I'm going to try first, and then you're going to get a cut.
I don't want to be next to you while you
Where do you want to go? This is going to
I don't want to stand next to you.
Ready?
Yeah.
3. What do I want to get? There. 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Oh, that is awesome!
I stabbed my back.
I want it! I want it! I want it so bad!
That's a clean cut.
Perfect.
That is clean!
So now it's your turn to cut the fish.
Will it cut?
Let me
Yes,
get
it
your
will
fish.
cut. It will kill.
Well, that's a look.
Take
at
it.
It will kill. There you go, you got this.
What even fine? I won't even.
I believe in you.
You love sardines.
I do love that.
Sardines are
Do
good.
not throw the sword at me, please. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, that's immaculate! That is beautiful!
Samurai!
Okay, I was not expecting that to work.
That was
That was
I wasn't
amazing.
expecting it to work either. That's why I gave you
That's
a
that.
fish.
It's no,
Right,
bro.
Next, we have the hard
That's like a perfect cut, dog. That was all in the swordsmanship. That was his skill, bro.
with this rack of.
He cut it at, like, the
raised
perfect
ribs.
angle.
3, 2, 1.
I feel like you're gonna need more.
Amazing.
You're gonna need more
Where
structure.
did it
Like
even go? You
you
know
need
what I
like 2 ropes holding
Wait,
that.
cut through the bones.
I'm
Did
probably
it?
gonna miss this and just slice my own foot off. What if I do it?
Slice
What if I do it like that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. What the?
Yeah, you need a second anchor point on that thing.
I did nothing. I didn't even get it off the rope.
You're saying you want to eat this?
Dude, it's just, you wash it with water.
Yeah, well, that's actually going to be delicious.
It's gonna be great.
And then finally, after we potentially ruined their edge, it was time for the water test, which every man with a sword is obsessed with doing.
Let's
So
go.
after your last results, I've got...
Oh, with aluminum cans. Oh, that is sick!
Oh, yeah, that felt good.
I can't wait to see the big sword.
Let's see.
Wait, I don't understand. How did it go up and then up?
I smell like beer now. This is great.
Wait, how does that make any sense?
Cause
That's actually
see the thing, because it's how strong his, like, I don't freaking know. I think it goes like this, and then like because of his strength, it like bounces back. Maybe.
Possible. You did just...
Or no, maybe what happened was when he hit it, it like tipped over the cans, and then the cut happened, and then these cans like came back into position. You feel me? So it's like it hits it, like the knife like hits them, and then they go whoosh, and then when it cuts them, and then they fall back into place. I think that's what happened.
One.
Oh,
That's awesome!
my eye. Wait, what even happened?
They all got
You
cut.
won that. Yours were definitely cleaner.
Yeah, my thing stayed pretty much.
Well, yeah,
the
you
same.
have a lot of weight.
I don't even. We didn't really set the parameters for the test before we did it. We just
No.
wanted to hit the bottle.
You know what? Do you want to just call it a draw?
Sure.
It's a real sword.
It's a
though.
good sword.
It's a
Yeah.
good sword.
Thank you to Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring
Let's
this video
go!
and allowing me to make this sword. So go download Honkai in the description below. And also big thanks to Keith and Corin for helping me out. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that, please
What a
subscribe
phenomenal
and check
video.
out some of
That
my
was
videos.
freaking awesome. What a phenomenal video.
Video. Two
Hold on,
The
chill.
evil can't reach you here.
I need this code real quick. 50 Stellar Jade. Oh my god, I got it in a minute. Look, okay. Look! I'm just saying. I need Black Swan, okay? Okay, I need a lot of Stellar Jade for that. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today. I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi. That's all for now, monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!